Ciddy Boi, Ciddy Boi.
Ciddy Boi P. Featuring Sugar Daddy, y'all. We finna cut up on this one here.
I wanna know what you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? I wanna know what you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Girl, tell me something. Tell me something. And it better be the truth. And it better be the truth. I heard that no good man of yours is still beating on you.
Wait a minute.
Now you know it ain't right, girl, and you know it ain't fair. You ain't doing nothing about it. I guess you just don't care. Sometimes I wonder why men act that way. Now you know you can leave, girl, and you don't have to stay. Now go on and pack your bags right now and head straight for the door. It's held open, wide open for you. Now what you waiting for? I said, what you waiting for? What you waiting for? I said, I wanna know.
I really wanna know now.
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for? What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
I ain't wait for nothing, sugar daddy. Let me get out of right quick. I'm not impatient, but I ain't gonna sit around and wait. Cause if I want what I need, I'ma get up and get mine today. Now you can go on and waste your time. Go ahead and play. I can't be with niggas and flies, hang around the plate all day. I'ma ask you once, what you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
You know shit don't change till you get up and wash your ass, boy. Stop dealing with toxic people, you gotta get sober. You better get up and get to the hump, let God get you over.
I said, what you waiting for? What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
I wanna know, baby. What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
Tell me what you waiting for.
Tell me what you waiting for.
I wanna know. Tell me what you waiting for.
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
I said, what you waiting for?
Man, I'm not sure what y'all waiting for.
What you waiting for?
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 This go out to all my artists and my people out there that's trying to do that thing. Like, got one question for you. Yeah, Lord. What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
That's all I want to know. Ain't nobody looking for you yesterday. So what you waiting for? Put that shit out, man. Let's do it.
I said, what you waiting for? What you waiting for?
What you waiting for?
I wanna know, baby. What you waiting for?
What you waiting
Go on and pack your bags. Get on out.
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for? Tell me what you waiting for.
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for? What you waiting for? I wanna know. I said, what you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for?